Asawe Kanda. I am Portia Gabo.
And I am Martin Asiedudate. These are the headlines for the next 1 hour.
News360 Headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint,
Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal,
EcoBank.
Tonight, the Accra High Court sets July 3 to deliver judgment in the case against the NPP's Ashanti Regional Chairman, Bernard Ntwibo-Isiakun, after defense closed their case.
And also coming up tonight, Ga East Municipal Assembly demolishes buildings on waterways and flood-prone areas in Greater Accra region.
And later in the bulletin, 11 years after the June 3 disaster, survivors and families renew calls for justice, accountability, and lasting reforms.
And later in business news, the Africa Policy Lens warns fuel price pressures eating into household incomes threaten to drive Ghana's inflation higher after rising to 3.7% in May amid the Iran conflict.
On the international front, Nigerian court sentences 4 men to death by hanging after convicting them over a 2022 attack on a Catholic church in Owo that killed dozens.
We have details of all these stories and many more coming up in the next 1 hour. Do stay with us.
Starting from the High Court, and the Accra High Court has set the 3rd of July to deliver judgment in the case against the NPP's Ashanti Regional Chairman Bernard Ntwibo-Isiakun, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi. Kwame Entry and his Akonta Mining Company are the others that judgment will be delivered on, and this was after the defense closed its case. Wontumi has been charged with assigning mining rights to Henry Okum without approval from the lands minister and facilitating illegal mining operations on his Samre Boy concession in the Western region. Lord Eduasare reports.
Chairman, how do you feel?
Good. I'm happy.
Chairman Wontumi was held before the High Court in October 2025 and was granted 15 million cedis bail with 3 sureties to be justified after pleading not guilty to the charges. In February 2026, the prosecution led by Deputy Attorney General Dr. Justice Remsai closed the case after relying on the testimonies of 4 witnesses, namely Michael Jedu, AEC, an artisanal miner and site supervisor, Henry Okum, a licensed small-scale miner, Detective Chief Inspector Safo Isedu Kwesi, the investigator on the case, and the senior legal manager at the Minerals Commission, Joseph Iroko. In March, the High Court ordered that Wontumi open his defense after dismissing his submission of no case. The defense challenged the decision but was thrown out by the Court of Appeal. Wontumi's lawyers then called on 5 witnesses, including the NPP Ashanti Regional Chairman, who testified on his own behalf. Edem Gomashi, a mining expert, George Mirikuduka, former Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Kwabna Otridako Mensah, former Western Regional Minister and Chairman of the Western Regional Security Council, and Ivan Sadeh, the Assemblyman for the Samraboy electoral area, gave varying testimonies to aid the case of Wontumi, with a 5th witness testifying on Wednesday, June 3. Lawyers of Wontumi reacted to the court's decision.
Going by what we have given, we are convinced that the court will do its work. And judging by what we have given, judgment is supposed to be rendered by the court. Now we are standing on the evidence we have submitted so far, and we are saying we are convinced that what Chairman has done so far is convinced. We have convinced ourselves and we are satisfied with the work we've done.
Deputy Attorney General Dr. Justice Remsai had this to say.
The courts do their work based on the rules of court. So those of us outside the court, whatever we consider as delay, sometimes as a result of the rules of court, even though indeed there are other things that can cause the delay. But what is more important is that on the 3rd, the court will make a pronouncement whether or not the accused persons or any of the accused persons, is guilty of the offenses that we have charged.
If convicted, Chairman Wontumi could face up to 25 years imprisonment and pay a fine of 15,000 penalty units equivalent to 180,000 cedis.
The presiding judge in the matter, Audrey Kokubute, also directed the parties to file their written submissions by June 17 if they are so minded to do so. The court may or may not rely on these submissions to make its final judgment on the matter. The NPP Ashanti Regional Chairman, Wontumi, also has 2 other pending cases before the High Court, and these cases are also running. And when they are concluded, judgment to be done or given for saying. Lord Igasari, TV News, Accra.
Let's now go to the Supreme Court, where lawyers of the plaintiffs, Imani Africa and Professor Kwesi Enin, have raised concerns about the decision of the court to dismiss the suit challenging the president's powers to appoint and remove heads of uniformed security agencies. The Apex Court, in a unanimous decision, held that the reliefs sought by the plaintiffs were without merit. Lord Asari reports.
The case of Imani Africa and Professor Kwesi Enin was that fire, police, prisons and immigration services are established under public services in the Constitution, and hence the removal of their heads must be justified under Article 191B of the 1992 Constitution. The plaintiffs argue that the removal of the IGP, along with other heads of uniformed security services, should only occur in cases of established misconduct or misbehavior. But the defendants opposed the arguments, noting that the Inspector General of Police and the Director General of the Ghana Prison Service do not belong to the category of public servants, since their appointment is pursuant to Articles 2021 and 2071 of the Constitution. In the end, a 7-member panel chaired by Justice Gabriel Scott Pamang ruled that due to the security nature of these institutions, they will relegate it to the president to exercise his discretion. Lead counsel for the plaintiffs, Kofi Bento, reacted to the court's decision.
I'm not surprised, but I wished for a different outcome. The security of the state requires stability. And in the previous cases that we cited, if you've read our case, the point that we've made is that it is not a good thing that with every change, you have a churning in our security services. The top is removed, people are shifted. That is not stable by definition. So that every time there's a change, all the top of our security services shift. It causes quite a bit of destabilization. That position is still, a good position. We should find a way to make it more stable. It seems to me that they have equated some of the security services officers to political officers. And I think that is profound. That is a very, very big issue.
Lord Idwasari, TV3 News, Accra.
Let's turn our attention to the health front. The Minister in charge of health has summoned the management of the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital to explain reports suggesting that the facility's emergency center is unable to admit new cases. In a letter signed by the Chief Director of the Ministry of Health, Desmond Boateng, the ministry said that the decision by the hospital is contrary to a clear directive issued by President John Dramani Mahama instructing hospitals not to turn away emergency cases. The ministry has therefore requested the hospital's management to appear before the Minister of Health by midday on Thursday, the 4th of June 2026, to explain why disciplinary action should not be taken for allegedly contradicting the President's directive.
In more news tonight, 11 years after the tragic June 3 disaster that claimed 150 lives in Accra, survivors, families of victims and legal practitioners have renewed calls for justice and accountability. At a commemorative event marking the 11th anniversary, lawyers argued that many affected families have yet to receive the closure they deserve. In this report, Evelyn Tenma recaps the incident and examines whether lessons from the tragedy have translated into concrete action to prevent a recurrence.
On the night of June 3, 2015, Accra stopped breathing. Rain had been falling for hours. Gutters overflowed. Streets around the Kwame Nkrumah Circle disappeared beneath brown floodwater. Drivers abandoned their cars. People searched for shelter at the Gull filling station near the circle, thinking that place was safer than the streets outside. Then came the explosion at the filling station. By dawn, Ghana had entered one of the darkest moments in its history. Official figures eventually placed the death toll at 150 people, with about 200 injured. The fire and flood disaster became known as June 3 disaster. Promises were made, with government vowing sweeping reforms.
I'm at a loss of words to express how I feel. We'll have to take some measures to be able to avoid this happening in the future.
City authorities pledged to improve drainage systems and enforce planning regulations. Parts of the Odo drain was dredged, but some have argued that recommendations were not fully enforced as drainage and sanitation problems persist. Unauthorized building in waterways continues, and flooding in Accra remains severe. 11 years on, survivors are still awaiting for compensation promised them.
We are suffering too much. Some of us myself are dead. But the compensation we're asking for the government, we didn't get it. When incidents happens, we get deliverance. People give gifts, understand, money, for we self as victims. This eyes needs surgery. I didn't sleep at night. Every time my eyes drop water. If you happen to be in America or in any other country, this is I will remain the way you are. We'll be taken care of.
I lost my husband through this disaster. My child is also a victim. For 11 years now, there hasn't been any help.
Lawyers also continue to demand justice.
Some lost their entire families, and yet the justice they deserve remains painfully out of reach. In 2018, 69 victims took the bold step of seeking justice through the courts, filing a class action against GOIL, the National Petroleum Authority, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, and the station manager. Over the years, the truth has become clearer. GOIL's own witness admitted under cross-examination that the disaster could have been avoided.
Senor Jose is one of the conveners of the One Ghana movement fighting for the cause of the victims.
Today we call on the state, we call on His Excellency the President to act in the spirit of his resetting Ghana agenda. We believe His Excellency the President stands for building prosperity and restoring hope. Hence, the survivors and families of June 3 must not be left behind.
Here at the filling station where the incident happened 11 years ago, the place no longer functions. Rather, victims are gathered here every year to celebrate anniversary. And most of them say justice still feels incomplete. Evelyn Tinkma, TV3 News, Accra.
And as we speak, it's exactly 11 years ago today, it was really pouring. And then we had that twin disaster of fire and flood. As we speak this very moment, it is raining in parts of Accra, and the Ghana Meteo has actually warned that a rainstorm situated over the Gulf of Guinea, which was referenced in the earlier weather update, has intensified, and we are already hearing that it's pouring outside, so you need to pay particular attention, especially if you're about stepping out or you're already outside. Stay with us. We are shifting to some other stories this evening, and the East Municipal Assembly in the Greater Accra region has begun a major demolition exercise targeting buildings and structures constructed on waterways and flood-prone areas. The exercise comes barely a week after a TV3 investigation exposed how encroachment on rivers, streams and water retention areas is contributing to perennial flooding across parts of the Greater Accra region. Joseph Armstrong Gold Alogwe has more.
On May 25, TV3 reported on some of the major causes of flooding in the national capital. The news team traced the flow of water from the Ebri Mountains through Kpongpo Hills, the Ado River, Kpongpo Yiri Stream, Kpongpo Machine Stream, Onyirishi River, Odo River, the Kole Lagoon, and finally into the sea. The investigation revealed extensive encroachment on waterways, wetlands and natural water retention areas that are critical to draining storm water during heavy rains. Many of these water bodies have either been narrowed, diverted or completely built over, obstructing the natural flow of water and increasing the risk of flooding. Following the report, officials of both the Ga East and Lankwantena Municipal Assembly pledged to take action against illegal development on waterways. 1 week later, the assemblies have begun demolishing structures identified as obstructing the flow of water. At the Atomic Junction area, authorities identified portions of a major water retention basin that had been developed for residential and commercial purposes. According to the engineers, the area plays a critical role in holding access storm water during heavy rains, and its encroachment has reduced its capacity to prevent flooding.
This is about the 4th time the assembly is here to carry out enforcement. When they started, the assembly was here to do the demolition. And then during the Xmas break, I was told that was a year ago, they came back and then continued with the filling. The assembly came back. And so what is happening here is about the developer virtually causing the assembly to spend money to do enforcement.
Another critical point is the confluence of the Kpongpoyiri and Oyirinshi rivers, where portions of the flood plan have been filled and developed. Residents say they experience periodic flooding due to the structures on the waterway.
The time distance was not there. When it rains, we are free here.
Then the water flows?
Yeah, it goes.
Until the construction of this?
Yes, please.
That building there is the one block the water not to go. So the water have to start coming from that side to this side.
Engineers say these developments have significantly restricted water flow, contributing to flooding in Agbogba and neighboring communities whenever there is a heavy downpour.
What we are trying to do is to try to trace the channel of the upstream of Odo River, as we explained last week. We are now at the meeting point of the Onyase and the Kotoiri River. And as you can see, we are coming with an excavator to try and clear any obstacle that we find on the way. You know the nature of our system. As to when these things came, it's difficult for us to tell. But
because of where it's located?
Because of where it's located. For now, we are here, and then we'll be mandated to take care of it.
Because we have big rivers are meeting here. The one from Eburi and the one from Medina. The two of them are meeting here, which is very dangerous that somebody can put up a building over here.
Meanwhile, the Medina Lankwantena Municipal Assembly has also commenced dredging works along sections of the Adokobi River to restore its carrying capacity ahead of the peak rainy season, to be followed with demolition of structures on the waterway. Assembly officials say the exercise is not a one-time intervention, but part of a broader strategy to reclaim waterways and enforce planning regulations. They have warned that all unauthorized structures found on waterways, wetlands, and flood retention areas will be removed regardless of ownership. Authorities believe the exercise will improve drainage, reduce the impact of flooding, and protect lives and property across the capital. Joseph Armstrong, Good Alubu TV3, Ga East.
In more news tonight, private health insurer Glyco Health Insurance Limited has launched a comprehensive sustainability plan aimed at integrating environmental responsibility, social inclusion and corporate governance into its operations. The initiative, unveiled alongside the company's maiden ESG report, outlines measures to expand healthcare access, reduce its environmental footprint, and strengthen transparency within Ghana's health insurance industry.
Glyco Health Insurance Limited says sustainability is now central to its business strategy as it seeks to redefine private health financing in Ghana. The company has unveiled its first environmental, social and governance ESG report outlining progress made in environmental management, healthcare inclusion and corporate governance. Among its achievements, Glyco Health says it has turned to solar energy to power 60% of its operations and has solarized its head office, generating more than 40,000 kilowatt hours of renewable energy annually. Group CEO for Glyco Group, Edward Forko-Che, said sustainability has become a critical component of the company's long-term growth strategy and risk management framework.
Underpin every organization is the need for sustainability. So as an organization, it has been our intention to live long and to live forever. I can confidently say that we are one of the companies that started using EV, apart from the fact that we will also be visiting clients. Going there will incur some cost, but clients can now be calling in at the comfort of their homes and just be talking to us for consultation.
Looking ahead, GlycoHealth plans to implement measures aimed at reducing waste and promoting sustainable procurement practices.
Mount Mary College of Education at Somanya in the Eastern region has installed a new principal to spearhead the institution's vision of academic excellence and innovation. The newly installed principal, Professor Kennedy Alatinga, says his vision is to position the college as a center of excellence for value-driven teacher education through research, innovation, and professional development.
Mount Mary College of Education was established 79 years ago by the American Catholic Society of the Divine Word. Over the decades, the institution has earned recognition as one of Ghana's leading centers for French teacher education, while also training teachers in various academic disciplines. Currently, the college has a total student population of 1,477. As part of efforts to strengthen the college's academic competitiveness, Professor Kennedy Alatinga has been installed as the new principal of the institution.
Our vision for this college is to transform it into a global center of excellence in teacher education, dedicated to nurturing visionary, competent, compassionate, value-driven educators to inspire lifelong learning and advance equity in education in Ghana and beyond.
He further pledged to intensify French language education to support the government's drive towards economic transformation, including the realization of President John Dramani Mahama's 24-hour economy agenda. Professor Kennedy Alatinga also appealed to the Ministry of Education to transfer funding responsibility for ongoing infrastructure projects to the Ghana Education Trust Fund (GET Fund) to facilitate the completion of stalled projects on campus.
And the 450-bed capacity hostel that was allocated for the college has been abandoned by the contractor. We are therefore appealing to your good office, Honorable Minister and Director General of the Ghana Teacher Education Commission to support the inclusion of this project under the GET Fund funding to enable its timely completion.
Acacia Health Insurance has launched a new retail health insurance product called Eden Care. The company says the package is designed to provide individuals and families with accessible and comprehensive healthcare coverage.
The new retail health insurance product by Acacia Health Insurance, Eden Care, is aimed at expanding healthcare access. Araba Asumenu is Managing Director for Acacia Health Insurance.
So we are here today to launch our retail products. We identify that there are people who have to cough up huge sums of money when they fall ill. And so we thought of providing a product that would bridge the gap, a health insurance product, so that once you sign on to the health insurance plan, you can have access to healthcare.
According to Acacia, the product offers customers a range of healthcare benefits while providing greater flexibility and convenience. The launch highlighted the importance of accessible healthcare solutions.
Unlike some retail health insurance products, you see that they offer you a policy and ask you to wait a number of months. With Eden Care, you sign up today, you start enjoying cover today. We cover chronic diseases. Then we also cover second medical opinion. I mean, who wouldn't want a second opinion for a diagnosis if you are not sure about that? We'd rather invest in your well-being than leave things for you to fall sick. We also have telemedicine. Once you log on to Bima, you can stay at home in the comfort of your office, wherever you are, and then have a virtual consultation with our health service providers.
Acacia believes the introduction of Eden Care will strengthen efforts to improve health insurance coverage and provide more people with access to quality healthcare services.
You're still watching News 360 on a rainy Thursday. Today's Wednesday, right?
Well.
On a rainy Wednesday evening. Stay with us. Business, sports, and entertainment are coming up.
In a world full of noise, clarity matters. Stories shape us, ideas challenge us. An honest dialogue moves us forward. This is a space for depth, where voices are heard and perspectives matter. Conversations with Dr. Abnanya Kwasmini, coming soon on TV3.
TV3, first in news.
Ghana's Most Beautiful is 20 years, and to kickstart the special anniversary season, you are warmly invited to an exclusive royal ball and fundraiser for a legacy project. An evening shared with our cherished partners, distinguished past queens, and the remarkable individuals who have shaped this journey over the years. Join us at 8 p.m. sharp on the 6th of June at the Adisa Pavilion within the prestigious Labadi Beach Hotel. Red carpet is live at 6 p.m. Come for the elegance, stay for the purpose, be part of the legacy. Ghana's Most Beautiful, 20 years of culture, grace and legacy. This event is strictly by invitation.
The business news segment is brought to you by MTN. 4 points by Sheraton Accra Airport Hotel.
Hello there, good evening and welcome to the business segment here on News 360. I am Michael Obodu. Now, the Africa Policy Lens is warning that a quiet surge in domestic fuel prices could soon erode consumers' purchasing power and disrupt broader price stability, despite the country's recent headline inflation figures appearing statistically manageable. Senior fellow at the Africa Policy Lens at the think tank, Dr. Eric Boacheyadom, noted that while the recent rise in annual inflation to 3.7% last month may seem nominal or minor on paper, the localized cost of living is noticeably climbing.
A second consecutive monthly rise in Ghana's annual inflation rate, triggered by commodity shocks from the Iran war, looks set to push cost of living metrics even higher in the months ahead, according to Dr. Boacheyadom.
Cost of fuel is actually eating up a consumer's income, and very soon we will start seeing it reflecting in price of goods and services, especially going into this particular month in June. We need to begin to put in measures to tackle the fuel price surge, and if we fail to tackle the fuel price surge, it will translate into other areas, and price of goods and services are likely to be high.
Ginger and mango led the top 10 items that collectively contributed 47.7%.
Double-digit inflation, for example, in the upper is recording a figure around 10%. I think we need to be very mindful and put in a targeted policy, especially for those regions that we know that they are largely farmers, and try to be able to cushion their cost of living.
The Lands and Natural Resources Minister has dismissed suggestions that Ghana is pursuing a policy of nationalizing its mining industry, insisting the government remains committed to attracting investment while securing greater benefits from the country's mineral wealth. The comments come amid growing debate over recent reforms in the mining sector, which some analysts have described as a form of resource nationalism, despite no major mine being brought under state ownership.
Speaking at the 19th West African Mining and Power Exhibition, WAMPEX, Sector Minister Emmanuel Amakofiboa said government policies are aimed at creating a mutually beneficial environment for investors and the country. He maintained that
Efforts to increase local participation and maximize returns from Ghana's natural resources should not be interpreted as a move to take control of privately owned mining assets.
Win partnership where investors get a good return on their investment, and in return leave a lasting legacy of empowerment, value addition, and expertise cannot be nationalism of mines. To our investment, we say, partner with us in building value-added industries.
The minister further reiterated the government's commitment to tackling illegal mining to protect the national interest.
Through stronger enforcement, improved monitoring, and targeted institutional reforms, including the establishment of the National Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, the COMSDEP, and the Ghana Gold Board, we are working systematically to sanitize the sector, restore its integrity, protect the environment, and ensure that mining serves the national interest.
Now, Zonda Tech Ghana has donated a brand new GWM Power pickup truck to the Tema Police Command to enhance its operational capacity and support security efforts within the metropolis. Speaking at the presentation ceremony, the Chief Executive Officer of Zonda Tech Ghana emphasized the importance of security in driving investment and creating a conducive environment for business growth.
The donation was made by the Managing Director of Zonda Tech Ghana during a brief ceremony attended by police officers, company officials, and invited guests. Speaking at the event, the Managing Director said the donation was the company's way of supporting the Tema Police Command for its tireless efforts in maintaining peace, security, and stability in the city. She noted that security plays a critical role in attracting investment and creating an enabling environment for business to flourish, and assure the police command that Zonda Tech Ghana remains committed to supporting security initiatives in Tema.
Deeply honored to be part of this important occasion to donate one robust and luxurious GWM power pickup to support the operation of Tema Police Command of Ghana Police Service. And I want to ensure you this is only the start. Since Zonda is in Tema, every year we're going to support.
Receiving the vehicle on behalf of the command, officials of the Tema Police Command expressed their appreciation to Zonda Tech Ghana for the generous gesture. The command noted that the limited number of operational vehicles has presented challenges in carrying out effective patrols and responding promptly to incidents within the Tema enclave. According to the police, the newly donated GWM Power pickup truck will significantly improve patrol operations, enhance response times, support crime-fighting efforts, and increase police visibility within communities.
With permission from the Inspector General of Police, this vehicle will be branded Zonda Patrols, and it will serve two critical functions. One, to enhance patrols within the Zonda company area to deter criminals, improve response time, and build the confidence of the good people within the catchment area. Two, convey duty officers, which will reduce logistical constraints and keep more personnel on the grounds where they are needed. This donation is a strong symbol of partnership between the police and the private sector.
And that'll be all for the business segment here on News 360. I am Michael Obodu. Up next is sports.
segment is brought to you by Sasso Insecticide Spray and Coil.
Let's do sports now. The Black Stars have wrapped up preparations in Cardiff and are headed to the United States of America following Tuesday night's 1-1 draw with Wales. The following 3 sports report chronicles their preparedness and their pre-world preparations.
The Black Stars depart for America with hope as they continue to prepare for a 5th World Cup. The team has spent the past week campaign in Wales and capped it off with a friendly against the Welsh national team. Both teams couldn't be separated in what proved to be a tight contest as the game ended 1-1. Second half substitute Caleb Rienchi gave Ghana the lead, scoring his first ever goal for the national team.
Forward with Ernest Yama, big opportunity for the Black Stars. Ernest Yama, casting on to his left, but that is a goal. That is a goal. Caleb Rienchi gives the Black Stars the lead. After that, superb solo run.
With time ticking down, Carlos Queiroz's side looked to be heading towards a memorable victory. It was not to be. Wales, pushing forward with increasing urgency in the closing minutes, finally found their reward in the 93rd minute when Nico Williams floated in a teasing cross from the right and substitute Louis Comas timed his run perfectly to head home from close range. Ghana defender Jerome Opoku, who impressed many at the back with his performance, is confident that the team will only get better with more training sessions.
The key word's time, as the gaffer said, with the amount of time we've been together, with the new additions coming, and was able to put that performance out there. I think it shows that with more time, we can only get better as a team.
Queiroz only had a full complement of his 26-man squad just a day before the Wales game due to the varying schedule of European clubs. However, the Portuguese coach is still confident that Ghana can reach the knockout round at the 2026 World Cup.
90 minutes, and at the end of 270 minutes, we have to guarantee to qualify for the second round. That is the main goal of our team and main priority, and we are focused in that goal. Play this game of 90 times 3. 270 minutes, first half, second half, third half, qualify for the second round. And when we qualify for the second round, the show starts, because everything for the winner, nothing to the loser. It is when the really World Cup starts. It is when it is the knockout stage.
The friendly against Wales was Queiroz's first game in charge after being appointed just over a month ago. Ghanaians have mixed views on the team after the draw.
I would say Ernest Nyama, because he was sidelined because of ACL, and coming back from ACL and putting out this performance, I'll give him a 7 over 10. He really impressed me.
I think the player that impresses me most was our number 2, Senaya, was so good. You could see how he runs and go back. He was doing well, and then this our boy too. I think our 4 and 5 also did well, but my heart stand out for the number 2 guy. The team was with the other coach. When they were playing, you don't see anything. But just yesterday, I saw that this is a team that can go to the World Cup and do something.
The technique, it's a good coach. A good coach, they were fine. Boss no ball, I believe here. Coach, they good. It's a good coach. Coach, they are here. But same back one person can say, Baba Ramanu.
Ghana is expected to use the Bryant University in Rhode Island as its official base camp for the 2026 World Cup. The team are expected to play one more friendly in America against an unannounced opponent, though countries like Honduras and Jamaica have been thrown around recently. The Black Stars will fly out to Toronto on Wednesday, June 17, to face Panama in their World Cup opener, with subsequent group fixtures against England in Boston and Croatia in Philadelphia.
Say Black Stars likely will bring the trophy home. Stay with us. That's it for sports on News 360. We have entertainment right after this.
You dey sleep? Dance Madina.
In a world full of noise, clarity matters. Stories shape us, ideas challenge us. An honest dialogue moves us forward. This is a space for depth, where voices are heard and perspectives matter. Conversations with Dr. Abnanya Kwasmini, coming soon on TV3.
TV3, first in news.
Ghana's Most Beautiful is 20 years, and to kickstart the special anniversary season, you are warmly invited to an exclusive royal ball and fundraiser for a legacy project. An evening shared with our cherished partners, distinguished past queens, and the remarkable individuals who have shaped this journey over the years. Join us at 8 p.m. sharp on the 6th of June at the Adisa Pavilion within the prestigious Labadi Beach Hotel. Red carpet is live at 6 p.m. Come for the elegance, stay for the purpose, be part of the legacy. Ghana's Most Beautiful, 20 years of culture, grace and legacy. This event is strictly by invitation.
In a world full of noise, clarity matters. Stories shape us, ideas challenge us. An honest dialogue moves us forward. This is a space for depth, where voices are heard and perspectives matter. Conversations with Dr. Abnanya Kwasmini, coming soon on TV3.
TV3, first in news.
Ghana's Most Beautiful is 20 years, and to kickstart the special anniversary season, you are warmly invited to an exclusive royal ball and fundraiser for a legacy project. An evening shared with our cherished partners, distinguished past queens, and the remarkable individuals who have shaped this journey over the years. Join us at 8 p.m. sharp on the 6th of June at the Adisa Pavilion within the prestigious Labadi Beach Hotel. Red carpet is live at 6 p.m. Come for the elegance, stay for the purpose, be part of the legacy. Ghana's Most Beautiful, 20 years of culture, grace and legacy. This event is strictly by invitation.
In a world full of noise, clarity matters. Stories shape us, ideas challenge us. An honest dialogue moves us forward. This is a space for depth, where voices are heard and perspectives matter. Conversations with Dr. Abnanya Kwasmeni, coming soon on TV3.
TV3, first in news.
Ghana's Most Beautiful is 20 years, and to kickstart the special anniversary season, you are warmly invited to an exclusive Royal Ball.
Lifestyled. And Napa Foods. Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil. Powered by 3 Entertainment.
Good evening and welcome to the Entertainment News segment here on News360. My name is Noella Donko. Now, as anticipation builds for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, football fans are not only looking forward to the action on the pitch, but also the music that accompanies the global spectacle. From official tournament anthems to fan-favorite releases, the race is on to produce the song that will define football's biggest event.
We are ready.
We are ready. We are ready. We are ready. We're ready. We're ready. We are ready. We are ready. We are ready. We are ready. We're ready. We are ready.
In just a few days, the world's biggest football competition will kick off. The global event is not only centered on football, but also provides exciting entertainment for millions of fans who closely follow the tournament. For every major FIFA tournament, an official theme song is released or commissioned to capture the spirit and celebration of the global event. Back home in Ghana, several musicians have released songs to rally support for the Black Stars as they pursue glory on football's biggest stage. Over the years, these songs have served as a source of motivation, inspiring players to push beyond their limits and give their very best for their nation. Artists including Stonebwoy, Akwabwa, Kofi Kinata, and others have continued to excite fans with songs dedicated to the national team. Beyond the borders of Ghana, musicians from across the world have also released their own World Cup inspired tracks. One song that has generated significant conversation, despite not being the official 2026 FIFA World Cup anthem, is Speed's World Cup song. Within 24 hours of its release, the song recorded impressive numbers across streaming platforms such as Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. It quickly gained popularity and sparked discussions among football and music fans worldwide. However, the big question remains: which song will become the biggest World Cup anthem of 2026?
We're definitely looking for an answer to that question. But on to some more stories. Award-winning actor, producer, and philanthropist Idris Elba has officially been knighted by King Charles III, earning the prestigious title of Sir Idris Elba. Well, that's how we wrap up the entertainment news segment here on News360. My name is Noella Donko.
Thank you so much, Noella. On the international front, a Nigerian court has sentenced 4 men to death by hanging after convicting them over a 2022 attack on a Catholic church in Owo in southwestern Ondo State that killed dozens. Justice Emeka Nwite handed down the sentences after finding the defendants guilty on a 9-count charge, including hostage-taking, kidnapping, terrorism, financing, and the detonation of explosives causing death and injury.
That's it for News360. My name is Martin Esiedu Date.
I am Portia Gabo. Good evening.